Once upon a time, in a small prosperous kingdom in the heart of Africa, known for its fertile lands and vibrant markets, lived Princess Nandipa. Her beauty was unparalleled, with skin like the smoothest ebonies, eyes that sparkled, and a smile that could melt the hardest of hearts. Despite her breathtaking beauty, Nandipa was notorious for her pride and arrogance. She saw herself above everyone, including the king's advisors, the village elders, and even her own family. The people of the kingdom loved and respected their king Kwasi, who was wise and just. However, he whispered among themselves about the princess's naughtiness, fearing that she might one day bring ruin upon them all. One warm evening, King Kwasi summoned the entire court to the grand hall. As Princess Nadipa stood before the mirror, admiring her flawless reflection, her maids bustled around her, ensuring every strand of her hair was perfectly in place, every fold of her dress immaculate. Despite their efforts, Nadipa's voice was sharp. "Do you call this work?" She snapped at one of her mates near. "How many times must I tell you? I will not tolerate incompetence." Nia's eyes filled with tears, but she nodded silently and continued her work. Nadipa's beauty was renowned throughout the kingdom, but so was her arrogance. She treated those beneath her with disdain, never considering their feelings. The palace buzzed with activities, servants hurrying to and fro. Nadipas paid them no mind, convinced that her beauty and status set her above everyone else. The grand hall was filled with nobles and advisors, all waiting King Kwesi's announcement. Nadipa, dressed in her finest attire, stood beside her father, her chin held high. "Today, I have joyous news to share," he began, his voice booming with authority. "Our beloved Princess Nadipa is to be betrothed to Prince Damini of the neighboring kingdom. This union will strengthen our ties and bring prosperity to the both lands." As the court erupted in applause, Nadipa's face hardened. She had never met Prince Damini, and the thought of being bound to a stranger infuriated her. She stood abruptly, her eyes flashing with indignation. "Father," she said, her voice dripping with disdain, "how could you make such decision without consulting me? I am not a pawn to be traded for political gain." The room fell silent, the tension palpable. Kikwesi looked at his daughter with a mix of disappointment and sadness. "Nandipa, this union is for the good of our people. It is time you learned to think beyond yourself." Nandipa stormed out of the hall, her heart pounding with rage. She refused to be treated like a commodity, even by her father. In her private chambers, she paced back and forth, her mind racing. "I won't marry him," she muttered to herself. "I will find a way out of this." Her maids, fearful of her wrath, kept their distance. Nandipa's arrogance has always made her difficult to approach, but now her fury was palpable. "Prepare my things," she ordered Nia. "I'm leaving tonight." Nia hesitated, her eyes filled with fear. "But Princess, where will you go?" "That's none of your concern," Nandipa snapped. "Just do as I say." As the palace slept, Nandipa slipped out dressed in simple garments and carrying only a bag of provisions. The night was dark, the forest looming ahead. She moved swiftly, driven by a mixture of fear and determination. The forest was alive with sound, crickets chirping, leaves rustling in the breeze. Nandipa's heart pounded as she ventured deeper into the woods, away from the palace and the life she had always known. For the first time, she felt the weight of her decision. She was alone, without the comfort and luxuries she had always taken for granted. Yet her pride refused to let her turn back. After days of wandering, Nanipa stumbled upon a small village. Her clothes were dirty, Her feet blistered, and hunger tortured her stomach. The villagers stared at her with curiosity, suspicion. An elderly woman, her face lined with wisdom and kindness, approached Nandipa. "You look like you could use some food and rest, child," she said gently. Nandipa, too exhausted to refuse, nodded. The woman led her to a modest hut and offered her a simple meal of maize and vegetables. As Nandipa ate, the woman introduced herself as Mama Kondo, the village healer. "Thank you for your kindness, Mama Kondo," Nandipa said, her arrogance momentarily subdued by her gratitude. Mama Kondo welcomed Nandipa into her home, offering her a place to stay in exchange for help in daily tasks. Nandipa, unaccustomed to manual labor, struggled at first. Gathering herbs, fetching water, and preparing meals were tasks she had never done before. One morning, as Nandipa clumsily chopped vegetables, Mama Kondo watched her with a knowing smile. "You are learning, Nandipa, but remember, it is not just about the task, but the intent behind it." Nandipa frowned. "What do you mean?" "Do everything with care and respect," Mama Kondo said. "Even the simplest tasks can become meaningful if done with a good heart." Nandipa's hands were sore and callous from the work, her body aching in ways it never had before. She missed the luxuries of the palace, the soft bed, the fine clothes, the exquisite food, but most of all, she missed the respect and fear her status commanded. One day, while fetching water from the river, she encountered a group of village children playing. They laughed and splashed, their joy infectious. Nandipa watched them, a pang of longing in her heart. A boy named Tumi approached her. He smiled bright. "Would you like to join us?" Nandipa shook her head, her pride refusing to let her mingle with commoners. But as she walked away, she couldn't shake the feeling of loneliness. Days turned into weeks, and Nandipa slowly adapted to her new life. She helped Mama Kondo tend to the sick and injured, learning the art of healing. She saw firsthand the respect and gratitude the villagers had for Mama Kondo. One evening, as they sat by the fire, Nandipa asked, "Why do you do this, Mama Kondo? You could have had a much easier life." Mama Kondo looked at her thoughtfully. "Helping others brings me joy and fulfillment. It is not about the ease of life, but the impact we have on those around us." Nandipa pondered these words, feeling a stirring within her that she couldn't quite explain. Nandipa's interactions with the villagers began to change her. She saw their struggles and their resilience, their kindness and their strength. She started to understand that her previous arrogance had blinded her to the value of others. One day, a young girl named Naya came to Mama Kondo with high fever. Nandipa assisted in preparing a herbal remedy, her hands steady and sure. As they walked, Naya's mother washed with tears of gratitude. "Thank you, Princess," she said, her voice trembling. "You have saved my daughter." Nandipa was taken aback. She hadn't been called princess in weeks. The title felt different now, not a symbol of superiority, but of responsibility. Back at the palace, Case Damini was troubled by Nandipa's disappearance. He had heard rumors of her defiance and was determined to find her. He admired her spirit even if it was misguided, and believed they could be a formidable pair. He set out with a small group of trusted men, searching the nearby villages and forests. His journey was difficult, filled with uncertainty, but his determination never wavered. One evening, as they rested by a campfire, Damini spoke to his men. "We must find her, not just because she is a princess, but because she deserves to choose her own path." One morning, as Nandipa gathered herbs by the river, she heard the sound of horses approaching. Her heart raced as she recognized Prince Damini among the riders. She froze. Unsure whether to flee or confront him, Prince Damini dismounted and approached her, his expression a mix of relief and concern. Nandipa, we have been searching for you. Are you well? Nandipa's pride fled, but she swallowed it, nodding. I am well, Prince Damini. I have found a new life here. Damini looked around the village, his gaze thoughtful. I can see that, but I believe we can build a better future together. Nandipa, will you at least consider returning? Nandipa wrestled with her emotions. She has found a sense of purpose in the village, but the prince's words stirred something within her. She realized she had the power to make a difference, both in the village and in her kingdom. That evening, she spoke with Mama Kondo by the fire. I don't know what to do, she confessed. I've changed so much, but I fear returning to the palace. Mama Kondo gently. Mama Kondo smiled gently. Change is not something to fear, Nandipa. It's a sign of growth. Follow your heart and remember the lessons you have learned here. Nandipa nodded, feeling a sense of clarity. She knew she knew what she had to do. With a heart full of hope and a newfound sense of purpose, Nandipa returned to the palace with Prince Damini. She was greeted with joy and relief by her family and the court. They marveled at the change in her demeanor, noting the grace and humility now defined her. King Kwasi embraced his daughter, tears of pride in his eyes. You have grown into a remarkable woman, Nandipa, he said. I see now that you are ready to lead in wisdom and passion. Nandipa and Prince Damini were married in a grand ceremony, their union celebrated by both kingdoms. Together, they worked to improve the lives of their people, drawing from the lessons Nandipa had learned during her time in the village. Nandipa stood beside Prince Damini, her heart swelling with pride, not for herself but for the people she now felt a deep connection to. She remembered Mama Kondo's words and vowed to live with humility and compassion. Shortly after their marriage, the kingdom was struck by a severe outbreak of mysterious illness. People in villages and towns fell ill, with high fevers and relentless coughs. Fear spread faster than the disease itself, and panic gripped the hearts of many. Nandipa and Damini immediately set out to the affected areas, determined to help the villagers. She carried with her the knowledge of herbs and healing techniques she had learned during her time in the village. Upon arrival in one of the hardest hit villages, Nandipa wasted no time. She gathered the villagers and spoke with a calm authority that demanded attention. We must act quickly to prevent this illness from spreading further, she announced. I need volunteers to help me set up a makeshift clinic and gather medicinal herbs from the forest. At first, the villagers hesitated, unsure if the princess could truly help, but Nandipa's determination and confidence inspired them. Slowly, hands began to rise. A young man named Kweku stepped forward. I will help you, princess. My sister is very ill, and I will do anything to save her. Nandipa nodded, great gratitude in her eyes. Thank you, Kweku. Your bravery will save many lives. Let us work together. With the villagers' help, Nandipa set up a clinic in the village square. She organized teams to collect herbs, prepare remedies, and care for the sick. Under her guidance, the villagers worked tirelessly, their fear gradually turning into hope. Nandipa moved among them, her eyes steady and her voice soothing. She administered herbal teas to reduce fevers and applied creams to ease coughs. Her presence brought comfort and her knowledge brought healing. One evening, as the sun set and the clinic quietened, Kweku approached Nandipa, his eyes filled with gratitude. Princess, my sister is recovering. Your remedies are working. Nandipa smiled, exhaustion showing on her face, but pride in her heart. It is not just me, Kweku. It is all of us working together that is making the difference. We are stronger, united. Back at the palace, not everyone was pleased with Nandipa's hands-on approach. Some courtiers, accustomed to the old ways, saw her humility as weakness. They plotted to undermine her authority, hoping to restore the rigid hierarchies of the past. One evening, as Nandipa and Damini discussed their plan, a trusted advisor kindly approached them. Your Highness, there are whispers of dissent among the nobles. They fear the changes you bring. Nandipa nodded, her expression determined. We must address their concerns, but we will not be deterred from doing what is right. The kingdom's welfare is our priority. Damini agreed. We will call a council meeting and remind them that true leadership comes from serving our people, not from holding on to outdated traditions. The Grand Council's chamber was filled with nobles and advisors, their faces mixed of curiosity and skepticism. Nadipa and Damini stood before them, ready to address the gathering. Nadipa spoke first, her voice clear and confident. We are here to discuss the future of our kingdom. Change is inevitable, and it is our duty to ensure that it benefits all our people. One of the older nobles, Lord Kwame, stood up. Princess, we respect your intentions, but traditions have kept our kingdom strong for generations. Why should we abandon them now? Nandipan met his gaze, her eyes filled with resolve. Traditions that serve the people will always have a place, but we must also adapt to the needs of the present. Together, we can create a stronger, more compassionate kingdom. The debate continued for hours, with Nandipa and Damini answering questions and addressing concerns. Slowly, the nobles began to see the wisdom in their words. They realized that the kingdom's prosperity depended on unity and progress. After the meeting, Lord Kwame approached Nandipa privately. Princess, you have shown great wisdom today, and now see that you truly have the kingdom's best interest at heart. You have my support. Nandipa smiled, grateful for his endorsement. Thank you, Lord Kwame. Together, we will ensure a bright future for our people. With the noble support secured, Nandipa and Damini could move forward with their plans for the kingdom. To celebrate their progress, Nandipa invited Mama Kundu to the palace. The healer's presence was a reminder of the lessons Nandipa had learned and the transformation she had undergone. Mama Kodo arrived, greeted warmly by the royal couple. Nandipa introduced her to the court, sharing stories of her time in the village and the wisdom she had gained. Mama Kondo taught me the value of humility and service, Nandipa said. Her wisdom has been a guiding light for me, and I am honored to have her here. The advisors, initially skeptical of the humble healer, were impressed by her grace and knowledge. They saw the deep bond between her and Nandipa, understanding how it had shaped the princess into a compassionate leader. With the kingdom united, Nandipa and Damini embarked on a series of initiatives to improve the lives of their people. They built schools and hospitals, ensuring that everyone had access to education and healthcare. They reformed the legal system, making it more just and fair for all. Nandipa visited the village, listening to the people's concern and working alongside them. She encouraged community projects, fostering a sense of unity and collaboration. Her efforts earned her the love and respect of her subjects. One day, as she planted trees with a group of villagers, a young girl approached her. Princess Nandipa, thank you for everything you've done for us. You are a true queen. Nandipa smiled, her eyes swelling with pride and gratitude. It is my honor to serve you, my dear. Together, we will build a brighter future. Years later, Nandipa and their ministry was remembered as a time of great prosperity and peace. The princess who had once been known for her pride and arrogance has become a beloved queen, Admired for her humility and dedication to her people, Mama Kundu visited the palace often. Her wisdom and guidance continued to shape Nandipa's life. The two women shared a deep bond, forged in the humble village where Nandipa had discovered her true self. Nandipa's story was told and retold throughout the kingdom, a powerful reminder that true strength comes not from power and pride, but from compassion, humility, and the courage to change. And so, the tale of Princess Nandipa became a cherished part of the kingdom folklore, inspiring generations to lead with their heart and strive for a better world for all. The story of Princess Nandipa teaches us that no matter how high our status or how great our beauty, true worth is found in our character and actions. Pride and arrogance can isolate us, but humility and compassion can connect us to others and lead to a life of fulfillment and purpose. Through her journey, Nandipa learned that leadership is not about dominance, but about service. Her transformation from a proud and arrogant princess to a wise and compassionate queen stands as a testament to the power of personal growth and the impact one individual can have on the world.